Having the same clothes but different hair, that'd just be a different person. Kitaro's like, that'd just be a different person. Oh, wait a minute. How, what? Kitaro's kind of growing on me. And this is either a good day, good people, or not. It's probably not. I really do want to put it all in one and be done, I guess, Wednesday. What's up, Kanna? Does this machine really just rotate? Can we look at it in more detail? Choose this topic, sure. Okay, let's take a look at the machine. Alright, I'll touch around and see if I can control anything. This part of the platform shows the numbers in each coffin. So what are the round lamps beneath each number? Whoa, don't go casually pressing that. Will you tell me about it? Of course, see, these lamps are a hint function. Hint? Yep, this is a game where you and Daddy take turns selecting coffins, but before each selection, you can get one hint. Once before each selection. 9 coffins? So are there blank ones? No, there's the ones from there, the 7 from there, and then the 2 that we put in. So that's 9. Yeah, that makes sense. Once before each selection. Can my opponent use it too? Yes, ma'am. And I'm sure he will. What exactly are these hints? Okay, interesting. Too bad. Explanation ends here. Bruh. Just see what happens and think about it. What? You're good at puzzles, ain't you? Sometimes. If we can only use it once, I can't choose aimlessly. Okay. Really don't love that. Think we need to discuss it after all. Alright, what do you have? We gotta think about how we can differentiate these coffins. Sure. Alright, let's observe. So he says, but they all look pretty much the same except for the one that's bent up. The only one we can identify is Anzu's coffin. That means there's only a 1 in 8 chance that we can hit Daddy. I feel like he's probably in the busted up one. He's not. Don't forget we could hit Jin too. Meow? That's a I thought it was soundproof. How can you hear us? That's a problem. I can't die like this, woof. Right, but what's the difference in appearance? What a difference in appearance is there? There's gotta be something, right? Like a way to see things the eye can't see. Let me think about it. Oh, hold on. The lantern. Yeah. Because we went in there once, and the things lit up. So this should light up all except for 2, right? Okay, well, I can't, okay, it's active. What can I do now? Good question! Never mind! It's gotta be something we can use. Extract versus conflict. Oh man, this is taking me back. I do not remember some of these things. You want me to extract this? Sure. Well, thought of anything. Use an item. How about use an item? Sounds like you got something on your mind. Alright, show me this item of yours. Okay. Cool. Here, take this. Use lantern. Thank you. I was gonna say, this must be it. Okay, the lantern. The light of this lantern can reveal things you can't normally see, like your memories, or that some of the coffins were lighting up before. So are they all painted is the real question. We'll use the one I picked out. Received a lantern from Kyutaro. Right, because you have one too. Thinking it's the same as your lantern, Sarah. Thank you very much. Now let's try this. Ooh, that's less than I thought that there would be. Yikes. That's a big yikes. I see. The coffins are glowing. Only some of them, though. And what's going on outside? We're not sure of the details either, but there's something special to these coffins. You might just be able to tell them apart. Progress. Dope. Mystery of the glowing coffins. Oh, interesting. The coffins must be made with a special material that glows in the lantern's light. Hey, what's it look like? How many glowing coffins are there? Tell me. We saw the coffins glowing like this when we were off on our own too. Yes, that much I remember. How many are glowing? 3, 6, 8, 9, 1. So 3, 6, 8, 9, and 1. So 5 of them are glowing, which is interesting, to say the least. 5 of the 9, so 4 aren't. Were all of them glowing before? I don't remember. I thought it was all of them, but maybe it was only some of them? I feel like it was all of them. I would have made note if it was just some of them. Okay, well, let's listen to what you have to say. But we can extract, that's right. Never would have guessed the lantern would be on the 5th floor, too. When we used it in the cemetery, all 7 started glowing. That's what I thought, and now only 5 are. This is an important statement. Absolutely important. Thank you. How many? Do we want to versus them two, though? Or do I just want to talk to you? Do we want to extract? Hey, what's it look like? How many are glowing? Well, do you know? Yeah, the number of glowing... well, it's definitely not 7. And it's more than 3, so I'm pretty sure it was 5. 3, 6, 8, 9, 1? Yeah, 5. Really? I see. So... there are 5 glowing coffins, then, like what? This has to be a lead, let me think about it. So, now we can go here... No. Yeah, we can versus these two. Store statement. Apply that. All 7 glowed? Yes! Then why are only 5 glowing now? By the way, there exists no other coffins than these. Thank you, I guess. That was useful. I kind of thought 2 just got tossed off to the side. So the 7 glowing coffins were reduced to 5 because... there are coffins that lost their glow. Alright, why don't we think about why that is? Okay, coffins lost glow. Why? So, first of all, Anzu's... Anzu's number 2 coffin isn't glowing. I've lost my glow! Don't go ahead and pointless statements. Alright, I'll retract it. That's... Oh man, it's gonna be, I don't know if that might be, that's a moment that might be at the top. That might be at the that might be the little preview. That might be the before the before the intro. Okay. Maple exploded on top of Anzu's coffin, is that why? But there should still be another coffin that lost its glow too, right? Cages. Heat. Heat stops the glow. Because when we saw it, they were all glowing, but that was before the specific incineration incident. It's the heat. It's the heat. Is there any other possible cause? Even the little things matter. Do any of you remember anything unusual about the coffins? All I can think of is, whoops, how their peculiar smell bothers me. That's right. Hinako splashed liquid at me and got my coffin all sticky. Maybe the coffins actually use power to glow? Surely they ran out of battery. It's gotta be the, yeah, there we go, the heat of the blast. Can I agree with this? It's gotta be the heat of the blast, the impact of the explosion, or the heat. There's a lot that could have done it, ain't there? Well, man, I believe this one. I believe that one. Peculiar smell, it's orange, so I'll go ahead and read it. Feels like staying in this coffin for too long will give my suit a stench. Can they smell? I didn't think that they would be able to. Do I have any items? Note, upgrade part. Upgrade parts, interesting. Might have to use that. What does this say? Game start. Ooh, we gotta come back to that too. Please return on time. Alright, well, let's keep extracting things. Ran out of battery. The dummies also run out of battery. It would make sense if their coffins did too. And you, what do you have to say? Hanako splashed liquid at me and got my coffin all sticky. See, Hanako was having me hold her cocoa, and I said, it's too hot, carry it yourself. Then she crumpled it up and splashed it all over my coffin. I had no choice but to wipe it off myself. But that ain't important, is it? That is very important. Because it should be more than 2, right? Because there were 7 glowing, only 5 are. 7 glowing, 5 are now, but that covers 2 of them. KGs shouldn't be glowing either. We have 9, right? And neither should the 2 that we just... Okay, well... Store statement. Apply this here. Hold on a second. I want to hear about what you said. Well, me. Yeah, I think it was Coco, but... Maybe it was actually a cafe mocha? Whichever it is isn't the point. Ranmaru said that Coco didn't matter. But both the explosions and the hot cocoa share the fact of being super hot. I had the right thinking, but the wrong... Still feels wrong. 5 glow, 4 don't, right? 2 of them are the people who are Jin and Cell. And then, it just doesn't feel quite correct. He's not wrong that a blast and hot cocoa would both have high temperatures. Or if the heat has an effect, then that means something melted? Paint. Maybe there's something like paint on the surface of the coffin that glows from the lanterns. Come to think of it, that would connect to something else. Consent form, the blackboard in the classroom, the computers in the office, the consent form in the classroom. Yes, because we use Steam to clean it, and that's why it got off. Yep. The black paint. It glowed similarly when I used the lantern. And a spray of steam got rid of it. Whoa, so it was using the same paint? It's not unlikely. If the paint comes off at high temperature, then I can understand why Ranmaru's coffin would have lost its glow. And it's possible a certain other coffin lost its glow as well. Another coffin that stopped glowing. A coffin that might have stopped glowing similar to Ranmaru's, that would be KG's. Thank you. Thank you! Okay, so I was a step ahead there. I was like, oh, okay. The coffin KG was in. That coffin was using a cremation system, meant to grow KG alive. Sure did, but just touching the lid was enough to burn you. So Mr. Policeman's coffin lost its glow too, Meow. I bet the melted paint got under the lid, which is why it got stuck and wouldn't open, Meow. But that's strange. If we go with that, there's Ansu, Ranmaru, KG. 3 coffins stopped glowing. Okay, so they all glowed, even the ones that we had together. Correct. Okay, I understand. The numbers don't match up. Well, and also, don't you wonder who painted them and when? Good point, I want to clear that up. Could have been before the entire game, right? Understood, let's discuss it. Cool, okay. Who painted the coffins and when? First up, when I split off from Sarah, all 7 coffins in the cemetery were glowing. Then someone painted the coffin sometime between... Why couldn't they have been painted before? Sometime before we separated from Kyutaro. I imagine it would have had to been Daddy. Surely the culprit wouldn't have been one of us. I know. Wouldn't it get on their hands or clothes when they applied it, that paint stuff? I don't remember seeing anyone acting questionable in the cemetery. Could there not be a culprit, Meow? Hey, do you think there's a difference between Jin's and Daddy's coffins and the rest? Got it. The culprit is Maple. Hold up. Are we sure that old-timer Kyutaro is telling the truth? Old-timer? Jeez. There must be something to them being painted in the first place. I was gonna say, why couldn't they have been painted from the start? We'll save real quick. Just for the sake of saving. Okay. Let's extract everybody. Don't remember seeing anyone acting questionable in the cemetery. I imagine it would have taken some time to paint all of the coffins. First up, when I split up from Sarah, all 7 coffins were glowing, correct? For the record, there's 4 unglowing now. You can tell if you light up, but it's 2, 4, 5, and 7. Yes, I see that. Reko, what's up? And someone painted the coffin sometime before we separated from Kyutaro. Before? True. But wouldn't that just make something that, wouldn't that just Thank you. But we wouldn't just miss something that's suspicious, would we? So it was when nobody was watching. Way back before we even met Daddy. Before starting? Yeah, to prepare for the game. I'm sure Daddy repainted some old coffins that had been sitting around for a long time. Is it plausible that's when he used the paint? Yeah? Right? Could there not be a culprit, Meow? The culprit doesn't exist. In other words, a ghost, Meow. Okay, Jin. Smile Riley. Haha. I was joking, Meow. Stop treating me like a troublesome kid. Woof. I'm sorry. You can't even see me. I mean, it's a brand new coffin. So of course there wouldn't be a... Oh. They did say brand new coffin. Huh, Big Sis Sarah? You don't remember, Wolf? Seaweed had said, I can't wait. It's my first time using this fancy new coffin, Meow. Come to think of it. He just gave us some actual useful information. Does that stay? That is true. Okay, let's extract everybody else. I know, wouldn't get on their hands and stuff when they applied it, the paint stuff. Sarah, check if there's paint on anyone's clothing. Nope, don't see anything. Seriously, not even Daddy? Can't see someone inside a coffin. Oh, right. Damn it. I imagine it had to have been Daddy. Surely the culprit wouldn't have been one of us. Only Daddy would get these kind of weird ideas. What kind of... Oh, only Daddy would get some of these kind of weird ideas. Don't love that sentence. What kind of intention did he have anyway? Can't even be bothered to consider it. Okay. Hold up, are we sure that the old timer? Why would he not be? If this gets us making a misjudgment, we'll be in some real shit. My? Hey, do you think there's a connection between Jin's and Daddy's coffins and the rest? Or a difference, rather? Maybe they were stored differently from the coffins in the cemetery, for instance. No? Got it. Culprit is Maple. She's the one who applied the paint. See, we couldn't go down to floor 4. She was slapping paint. No, she was running amok. Wasn't the shutter closed so no one could get into the cemetery? Oh yeah. Huh, sorry. There must be some meaning to them being painted in the first place. I mean, so long as they aren't lit by the lantern, their color isn't any different. This is intriguing. Okay, what do we need? Don't remember anyone questionable. Daddy repainted some old coffins. That's an orange. And new coffins, duh. Okay, yeah, I'm it took me a second. I did not need to go through everybody on the bottom. Alright, slap that right there. That works. That's a contradiction. Jen, is that true? Of course, Meow. Then it makes sense we didn't see anybody suspicious. A new coffin would have been painted with to begin with. So it was coated in paint back when it was made. Like the chocolate on chocolate covered almonds. Anzu, what the heck? Then even the coffins outside of the cemetery. Yeah, Meester said it too. Jin and Daddy's coffins were both new. So then Jin and Daddy's coffins both glow. Both of their coffins glow. Exactly, Meow. The numbers would add up. Yes, that makes more sense. It makes sense, but one more of them is not glowing. It's not that 2 out of 7 coffins no longer glow. It's that 4 out of 9, Anzu, Ranmaru, and Keiji's, and one more coffin stopped glowing. There's just one we can't identify. But I suspect the last one would be among the cemetery coffins. It would be odd if it wasn't. True. This is some amazing information, isn't it? It means that Daddy is in one of the glowing coffins. Oh, and if we pick a glowing coffin... Wait! The same goes for Gen 2. Ah, yeah, then that's not good. Unless we gotta wait to distinguish between Gen and Daddies, it's still a game of chance. 1 in 5 is better than 1 in 9. 1 in 5 odds that we hit Daddy. If we just miss, that's one thing. But if we hit Gen, Gen dies. Sarah, don't you think it's about time we try that hint function? We narrowed it down to 5. If we use the hint, we might narrow it down one more. You're right. I'll explain how to use it, okay? Put the coffin you want to use a hint right in front and touch the platform. So right in front. Okay, got it. I'll choose one of the glowing functions and use a hint on it. Okay. Using the hint. Well, that is a true game of Russian roulette. Which one do I want? What are y'all feeling? I like 3 out of these ones. Right? I like 3. I am curious though. So you would think that every single one of them would be something, right? Would be something different? Let's try 3. But first, just in case it is something bad is about to happen. Go ahead, use 3. I press the lamp. Lit up red. Oh? Wait, is that it? What's that tell us? Calm down, Q-Taro. That's what we're gonna talk about. Guess you're right. Listen, we can't use another hint. If we don't hit Daddy, it'll come around to his turn. We have to prevent that. Jin's life is on the line. It's okay. Even if this is a single lamp, it gives us information like... shape, color, glow, temperature? I'd like the lamp's color, maybe? Lamp's color. It's color? Think back to our searching on the first... maybe. We saw numerous devices with a relation to color. That's true. Then we'll have to discuss it. That's not what I was thinking about at all. Right, if we all join forces, I'm sure we can solve this mystery. Let's uncover the secret of the color. Red lamp's meaning. It's indicating what's inside. Red is red blood, which means there's a human inside. Reko. Speaking of color, there were those 3 buttons on the back of Maple's back, true. Red, blue, and yellow, that's true. So angry. Come to think of it, I feel like I read a message involving colors red, blue, and yellow. Yes, correct. Hey, could it be gender or something? Lots of bathrooms in Japan use red for girls and blue for boys, yeah? That wouldn't help us at all, actually. I mean, it would kind of help. No, it wouldn't help us differentiate between Daddy and Jin. I don't know if it's relevant, but there was a color glow on for my fingerprint scan. Didn't think about that, actually. I feel like it's going to be hard to theorize just from one color of lamp. And we can't use another one, which is interesting. Kanna, what's up? I feel like I read a message involving red, blue, and yellow. I think it was... Sorry, I can't remember. I'm sure if I saw it again. Okay, can I use this? It's this one, right? Red, blue, yellow. Red 6, 1 blue for alive. Right? Can I use this on Kanna? Yes. Yes? Yes. I was gonna say, that thing has been suspicious all game, and no one brought it up. And I don't remember how much I wilded out, like, why is no one mentioning this? Why not? That's something we should probably look at. At the very start of this game, it said one of the coffins had an alive person. So there will be 2 that still won't help us, though. Is this what you saw, Kanna? What's that? You found this note while exploring, which matches something that was displayed on the coffin control system. Ah, that's right. Thank you. Thank you. Data log. 0 were vacant. 6 were red and 1 was human. Why did no one be like, why was no one like, huh, that's intriguing, that's suspicious? Because I was out here whining like, that means that he's human, right? Or one of them is human. Blue human, red doll, yellow vacant. Oh, and since it was on the control screen, the colors would give information about the contents of the coffin, wouldn't they? So the red color of this lamp, red doll. That means one of the dummies is in there. Seriously, I'm starting to see some hope. Because everyone but Jin is gonna be red. If we pick red coffins, we won't hit Jin, will we? No. Kyutaro. Is that really it? Sarah, remember the coffin control screen again? Thank you. Specifically that message on the top right, thank you! Data log. 1 blue, red 6, 0 yellow. Ain't this a record from when the contents of the coffins was checked? Yeah, we didn't do anything like that. Does it automatically make a record maybe? If so, when was this from? From the start of the game? Must be from when the game started. I'm guessing that note was a printout of this log. And since this says game start 1 blue, 6 red, 0 yellow, that would place it at the very beginning before Daddy and the dummies came out. But wait, that would mean those 7 had 1 human mixed in, meow. A human amongst the dummies? There's what? So who was that sneaky bastard? True! I can't believe something like that. Look, let's all calm down for just a second. You think we can calm down about this? Because that means there's a person who's been lying and pretending to be one of the dummies. Hell, why would they do something like that? What should I do? I don't know what this fact means, but I won't be able to fully trust the dummies at this rate. In that case, understood. First, let's make clear who the human is. Thank you. This is what I wanted for a long time. Because I'm out here like, huh. Continue. Continue. Okay, yeah, let's continue. I got no damn clue. Is it Ranmaru or what? Hey, I replaced my hand, remember? No way I'm human. Being able to take your hand off doesn't necessarily mean you're a doll. Or you're not a doll, rather. But getting a hole through your stomach, Kurumura's gotta be a doll, huh? Hey, do you think there's cases where someone doesn't even realize they're human? Maybe. We all saw her dust in the victim videos. It's hard to imagine a human mixing in. Alright, well. Extract everybody. According to it, there's that one, and then there's that, and then there's that. No mistaking it, there's 1 human mixed in. Alright, which one of you dummies is a human? Replace your hand, steam spray, I've got 0 human hope. You know what? Is that all? Is that all, Ranmaru? Ugh. Actually, the finger you found on me earlier was a stun gun upgrade part. I see, and he used that on me. Look, I'm sorry, Sarah. Okay, well, believe that now. Being able to take your hand off doesn't necessarily mean you're a doll. Oh. Daddy's hand came off too. But that could have been a prop to make it look like he was a doll. A prop, So you're thinking that Daddy is the human Hanako. Can't say that for sure yet. But just remember this. Daddy's with the organization, he can freely use everything in this facility. There's no such thing as impossible. That's kind of what I was thinking. I got no damn clue. Is it Ranmaru or what? Cause you know, he seemed pretty human, right? Can't think of any reason besides that. Bruh. But getting a hole that big in your stomach, Kurumada's gotta be a doll, huh? If he were human, that'd be too big of a tummy ache, he'd die. That is true. We can be pretty sure he's a doll. And who in the world could it be? You know what? Is that really true? He doesn't seem to have a tummy ache. Quit it with your dark comedy, Sarah. My bad. I thought it was funny. Sarah is the queen of comedy. Hey, do you think there's cases where someone doesn't even realize they're human? It's possible they wouldn't be aware, right? And I'm no exception, maybe I could be human. Wishful thinking. We all saw our deaths in the victims' videos. It's hard to imagine a human mixing in. You saw them too, didn't you? Everyone pictured in those definitely died. Unfortunate as that is. Well, that doesn't help me. None of those helped me. None of those gave me any new stuff. Upgrade parts. ID card with Sohyori's face. Treating wounds. That. A lantern. The green book. The voice recorder. 4 papers. Transceiver. Okay, I have no idea, actually. Did anyone add anything new? All saw our deaths. Hey, do you think there is a case where someone doesn't realize it? Big hole in your stomach. Ew, hold on. Well, Kermit has gotta be a doll. Everything, he can use this freely. This is new. This was updated, so we probably have to use that. On what? That doesn't help at all. Someone getting a hole in your stomach. No clue. Daddy's with the organization. You can use everything freely in this facility. Was this updated? This was updated too. These both were updated. What does this do? Do you want me to do this? Daddy's with the organization, he used everything in this facility. Hold on. Don't use that yet. Because we haven't goofed yet. Because we can't use those two on each other. Those are kind of red herrings. Upgrade parts is here, which is nice. Let's save to start. Because I know I'm gonna need that mind close to the end of this. Actually, can you just... No, gosh darn it. Unlike the first chapter, I remember she can just kind of sit there and think to herself and it'll give me clues, but I missed that. Let's try ID card on you. We just saved, so I'm okay with that. Okay, that's what we needed. And I'm not so sure about that. About what? Because he didn't need an ID card to do whatever he wanted. So I'm assuming there's things with that ID card restricted access to. Fatty can freely use all the machines in this facility. Why would he need to make an ID card? Well, I mean, maybe he didn't necessarily need it. He probably went and prepared one so that we could beat his challenges, right? No doubt he could use a face scanner or something instead that needed that thing. We never saw no devices like that. All we saw was the ID scanner and the fingerprint scanner. That's right. Even if Daddy's with the organization, there were machines he couldn't mess with without a registered card. A registered card? Then why were Mai's fingerprints registered? Wait a second, are you suspecting me over that? What's wrong, Mai? You ain't with the organization. Stop letting your emotions do the talking, wrestling old-timer. He played baseball, didn't wrestle. Don't call Muscle Gorilla names, Meow. You're literally calling him a name! Everyone calm down. We can't be looking for villains. We just gotta be looking for Sohyori, Daddy, who was a villain. What do you expect? They're suspicious. They've got a high chance of being a human. I wish I didn't have to be casting down on my allies either. Kurumada. Alright, fine. Then I want you to prove it to yourselves. That I'm your allies. Okay. I mean, I believe her. Mai's been... Or she looked very faithful during that last part with Kyutaro and Keiji. I always thought it was strange how Mai was the only one to pass the fingerprint scan. I did too! I didn't think dolls had fingerprints. Even I don't know why my fingerprints are registered. I swear it's true. Also, Mai's final moments were clearly recorded in her victim video. It's all fake. Her attitude, too. Maybe her role was to move the death game forward. She had 2 guns, and boom through the brain. I think she's a doll. That's my thing. It's kind of scary how she puts on an act. Mai couldn't be a full-on villain. Mai had the belief that she was a doll, which is why she stabbed Kyutaro. The fingerprint thing is a whim of Daddy's. No point in thinking about it. I wish I could believe that, but I know that there's gotta be something behind it. What do you have to say? Okay, extract that. Give me some of that. I don't think it's a good idea to decide she's with the organization because of that. Okay. I'm sure her not killing Kyutaro then was because her heart resisted. The kind part of her. Continue. That's who Mai really is. Happily ever after not. Hanako. I know, what I'm saying is absurd. So show me some proof to deny it. She doesn't want to believe it. Hanako's an interesting character too. The fingerprints a whim of Daddy's. No point talking about it. Daddy must have just registered Mai's fingerprints as a sick joke. I think maybe Mai was originally a part of Asanaro, maybe? I don't even know why my fingerprints were registered. I swear it's true. And wasn't it that one of the humans was a member of Asanaro? Right? Correct? Okay. I thought it was a lucky break. If I were hiding something, I'm sure I'd have a better excuse than then. You know what? I kind of buy that one. Do you have any ideas? Do you have any ideas why? Like, you put a fingerprint? Like, you put on a fingerprint? I really don't. I haven't attached any shady parts. I've just been regular me this whole time. Mai. Yikes. Mai had to believe she was a doll, which is why she stabbed Kyutaro. She was just afraid of what Daddy said. She's not a villain or anything, right? I hope not. Also, yeah, she was Deatharuni. She was one of the worst, not even one of the worst ones, one of the most tragic ones, I think. I couldn't imagine it was a big video. If you saw it too, then don't you remember? Mai was holding 2 guns at her head, her pale face, gloves, hands trembling. It was just too cruel. Yeah, I recall. No parts were attached. Kinda scary. It's all fake. Okay. Fingerprints, a whim of Daddy, is no point in thinking about it. I talked to you, right? Did I skip you? Yeah, I talked to you. Some sick joke. Okay, what items do we have? Transceiver, voice recorder, book, lantern, note, ID card, first aid kit, and upgrade parts. Ugh. They can give people special abilities. I don't love this one. Okay. I don't think any of these items help. Except maybe upgrade parts. Let's go back and see who changed. You didn't change. You changed. I don't think you changed. And I know you two didn't change. No, you didn't change. I've been regular me this whole time. I have no idea, actually. Because these two don't really contrast. Well, first, before we do anything, let's save. Cool. She was holding 2 guns, pointed gloves. I haven't attached any shady parts. And I thought it was strange how you were the only fingerprints to scan. That is true. Oh, gloved hands. You haven't been normal you this entire time. Oh no. You may have had parts attached to you without your knowledge. Applied stored statement. Can I have a second? Are we sure Mai never attached any upgrade parts? I mean, that's scary. Then it's strange. The dummies have to look the same as their original selves, right? But comparing with the victim video, the Mai here now has no gloves. Huh. It's true, in the victim video we saw. Yeah, that one completely slipped me by. Ooh, she was wearing gloves. You really have to pay attention to every single word in these conflict versus statements. That's wild. Now that you mention it, why was I gloveless from the start? They're my favorite. Did they just forget to give them to me? They're surely not ones to take half measures. True! Huh? I suppose that must mean her gloves were taken off to attach a part, perhaps. What? Someone went and attached something before I woke up? But you could just put her gloves back on after attaching it, right? That's true, that's strange. Why were only Mai's gloves not put back on her? Because they were lame? No, they're fantastic because they didn't fit. They didn't fit the hands anymore. Those aren't your hands. You mean the glove shrank? No, your hands grew. The opposite. Oh, that's clever. You're saying it's because her hands got bigger. Exactly. The hands that got attached to Mai were bigger than her original hands. I've come to an absurd conclusion, but it might be consistent with the fingerprint scan. Like the creation of Daddy's ID card. This floor has been designed to suit the Floor Master Daddy. So then it's natural that the fingerprint scanner would also be configured for Daddy. Eh? And Mai's hand, which she used for the fingerprint scan, was bigger than her original hand, as if it were a man's hand. Then, you're trying to say my hands are Daddy's hands? She has seaweed hands parts? Not necessarily any old parts. We discovered that blue means human, red means doll. Do you remember when she did the fingerprint scan? It glowed blue. Stop it. That means these hands attached to me. Ugh. 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 They're Daddy's human hands? No! Ugh. I feel sorry for Mai, but it's possible that it wasn't a fingerprint scanner. May have been a blood tester that pricked the finger. So you're saying there's blood in there? So Daddy cut off his own hands to attach them to Mai? And instead he equipped a rocket punch. That would give us an explanation where Daddy is human and Mai is a doll. That's insane. That's insane! Horrible. Disgusting. So disgusting. I'll kill that madman. I swear I will. Ah ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. You were listening this whole time? It was so funny I couldn't hold it in anymore, ha ha. There's nothing funny about this. I swear I'm gonna kill you. Yes, yes, that's what this game is about. Well, won't you pick the first coffin already? Pick your first coffin already? I'm about to die of boredom. That's right. We've reached a conclusion we gotta choose. Right. What we learned in that discussion is that Daddy is a human. Daddy's an unbelievable man able to cut his own hands off. He's a human with blood flowing through him. That means all 6 of the dummies are dolls. Which means Daddy is in one of the glowing coffins. His will be a blue light. We used the hint on 1, coffin number 3, and we're told... I do have a question. Could we have ended this dramatically early if we just picked the right one and it turned blue? No. Because then we would just be down to a 50-50. And yeah, we wouldn't even be down to a 50-50. We'd be down to 4 and we would know 1. We're still down to 4. We would be in the exact same scenario. Interesting. That is a very clever way to do this. That is a very clever game design. That's very clever game theory. But Daddy's a human, so 3 won't be it. Which means, huh. So in the end, it's 1 and 4? What, after all this discussion? If both Jin and Daddy are human, then there's no way to tell them apart after all. Oof. No way. Why has it come to this? We just need to calm down. Our options are... pick the number 3 coffin knowing it'll be a miss, or aim for Daddy with 1 in 4 odds with the possibility of hitting Jin. That can't be. There's nothing left to reason with. We have to think and choose. This choice could end up killing Jin. Absolutely can't choose wrong. Oh. Oh. Oh, don't like that. Not a fan of that. Okay, yeah, this might be another episode. Oh, no. Alright, well, let's take a peek around. There goes number 3. So it's a glowing coffin. And it's nice that we can have all of the other glowing coffins, here, right? So here's my game theory, right? It's a hit and miss system, right? We definitely want to hit the red one, don't we? Definitely want to hit the red one. We definitely want to hit the red one. Why? Because if we hit one of the other ones... Right? If we hit one of these 4, correct? Sure. Think about it that way. If we hit one of these 4, then it's down to a 1 and 3. However, we don't choose next. So I want the 1 and 3. I prefer having the 1 and 3. So... we're gonna shoot this one. Yeah. This one. We can't take a risky bet like that. As long as we get through Daddy's turn, I'm sure we'll still have a chance. Selected the coffin. Oh, well, no, of course it's not the right one, dummy. Huh? What? The floor? Stop it, wow! What? What in the heck? It drilled through the coffin. Too bad you hit Hayasaka. Say what? What happened to student specs, meow? Student specs respond, Wolf. What happened? Hey, hey! Respond! I wish I could have seen it from the outside. You gotta be kidding, Daddy. We didn't hear it would be like this. Yeah, seriously, this is the first time we heard that we'd be in danger. You bastard. This ain't what we were promised. I want no part in this. Let us free already. Ahem. Is there some kind of problem? What? The drill just pierced the contents, you know? The exterior's hardly changed. You shouldn't add any noise to your What? So it shouldn't add any noise to your deduction. Victory is decided once Mirajin gets hit. I haven't lied about anything. You... Is there a way to just guess right? Y'all are gonna have to tell me, because I still want this to be like a blind run. I like my first run to be blind. I'll probably look it up once it's over. Because then I'll be waiting 2 days for this. Oh, goodness gracious, we can't bring him back like that. Relax. It'll be over soon, when I choose Jin next. Daddy's selection? What if he chooses himself? Well, 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 what number should I choose? Miss Sarah, let's discuss it together. Now. Once I get him in one, it'll all be over. Quit joking already. Huh? Are you mad? Blaming it on me won't change that you killed Hayasaka, Miss Sarah. Now then, back to Jin's location. It's as much as a game of luck for me as well. My favorite number is 0, but that ain't here, so... Where shall I use a hint? You've got pretty eyes. They're looking at something filthy, though. What a unique response. Alright, I'll go with number 1. It's my lucky number of the day. Hopefully it's not that lucky. Miss Sarah, could you press the... No, I'm not gonna do that. No. Gosh darn it. I hate this. Hate this. I hate this. Sure. Ooh, what if I choose a different one? What if I, like, choose, like, number 9? I'm gonna have to go back and check that. Okay. Summon my resolve. Press the lamp. Ew. Eh? It lit up blue. Doesn't blue mean human? Then it's either Jin or Daddy. Eh? Oh, hold on a sec, Meow. A blue light showed up already? Haha, what are you so surprised about? Going by your reasoning, there are already only 3 choices, right? It's likely for it to come up, true. In fact, shouldn't you be happy your reasoning was correct? I guess, but haha. Were you not prepared to lose Jin this quickly? Don't tell me you're gonna pick it. Pick Sarah. It's okay, Jin. Daddy, there's no way you can choose that. Huh? If you do, there's a 50% chance you die. You must be scared of death. Still making that claim. Stop believing those convenient assumptions and look at reality. I even cut my own hands off for the sake of it, for the heck of it. Then you are a human. Then Alice didn't kill you. Go ahead and pick it. The number 1 coffin. Okie dokie. Meister hit number 1. Really? What? Roger that. Can't say I love that. Don't love that at all. Stop, that's absurd. You're going to decide your face like this? You lose, Sarah. Oh, I hated that. Meister elected the coffin. Big says Sarah. Now then, will we finish this so soon? Truly, this is fate being decided. I hate this. Eh? What's shaking? What? You're kidding, right? No, wait, why me? This could... Hinako? So close, you hit Hinako. Why is that so close? Hinako? No. Shorty. Hey, why was it Hinako? Blue should be Jin or Daddy, right? What's going on? Was our logic wrong? We've made some major mistake. Everyone, chill. Yeah, let's talk again. I can't. This situation's changed completely. If we get picked, we're gonna get killed without a trace of us being left. Calm down, please. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. According to the hint, Hanako was human, but that's not true. All our reasoning was way off the mark. Should we rethink from scratch? It's completely absurd, right? That Daddy could easily pick the coffin so easily. The lamps came up red and blue, so the information on the coffin screen was right. Maybe. What's going on? Hinako had a victim video too. Am I going to be killed like that, Meow? Oh, well, I hate this. Save. Wonder if we'll get to 100 saves just for this part. Ooh, this is really stressful. This is really stressful. Okay, let's chat, everybody. According to the hint, Hanako was human. The jewel doesn't have any blood on it. But then, if we could judge based on that, that would remove the need for a hint. Exactly. Might be designed so we can't put it together using blood. I guess all that we can do is think about Hanako's past actions. Did Hanako do anything like switch parts that only a doll could do? Interesting. It all makes sense, so why was our answer wrong? Jin? Am I going to be killed like that, Meow? Oh, I'm gonna get torn up by a droll. Calm down, Jin. We absolutely won't let that happen unless we do. I can't help remembering, Meow. Those scary videos from before. muscle punk getting squished by the walls. The blood from Cotton Candy's stomach. The clown lady being cut up, suit and specs in the axe. Everyone had such pained faces me out, but Hinako didn't. I know, I shouldn't be saying that, but I'm scared, I'm sorry. We will save you, hold on. Did you save that? Yeah, she didn't have a pained face. That's really one of those things that everyone kind of mentioned, you know? And that explains a couple of things, because wasn't there a thing that said one of the humans here works for Asanaru? Hinako might have been human, and Hinako might have worked for Asanaru, so she could have been the one human, in which case Daddy is a doll. Which sucks a lot. Extract the rest, just in case. I remembered it too. You could clearly tell she was dying. Her legs midair, like she was hung from something, and yet, why would she be human? All of our reasoning was way off the mark. Should we rethink everything from scratch? Now's our only chance to retrace our steps there. He's too rattled to talk cobbling. It's not right that Daddy could easily pick that coffin. He's cheating. He must have rigged it somehow. Cheating, though? We're all just gonna get killed. This isn't even a game at all. My. We've lost 2 comrades just like that. I don't like that at all. Whew, okay. Who else said things? Yeah, okay, so I think I need to do those 2. You and you. Store statement and drop this one. Pained faces, huh? Yeah, I'll bet. Hanako was only a middle schooler. As much as she tried to endure, she must have wept. Huh. That's weird. I saw the expression. I saw the video, but I don't remember Hanako's expression. Ah. It actually makes sense that you can't remember. Because Hanako's video was the only one that didn't show the victim's face. That's right. Ain't that kind of sketchy? We don't know if she really died. And if we didn't see her face, it's unclear if it's even Hanako herself, right? Well, still, she got called Hanako during the exchange video, right? That's true, but I'm kinda curious. If our logic up to now hasn't been wrong, ain't it Hanako that's strange? A good point. Looking back, there were a lot of mysteries to Hanako's actions. Is there a hidden truth here? We might want to breathe, or we might want to think about her a little bit more. Understood. Let's have a discussion about Hinako. That's if we trust our theories, of course. But I'll go with it. Gotta suspect. That's my thing. What we have confirmed, basically, maybe, is the colors. What we don't have confirmed is whether Hinako died or not. Continue. About Hinako. First, if Hinako really was human, does that mean she just was acting that she died in that video? Hold up, if her face wasn't shown, couldn't there be another possibility? Maybe the Hinako in the video and the Hinako with the dummies are different people. That's something that I was thinking about. That's something that I had considered at one point. It's just odd that we never saw that person. Is there any other clues besides the victim videos? Yes? I assume she must have... Ew. The way that things were going. The way that things were going. The way she was propped up. Pretty much the same as the locker room, which I did not think about until right now. So I think the real Hinako perished there. Are they the same one? Probably not. But let's extract. Maybe you and you are the people. I'm sure the real Hinako died like in the video. Then some mystery person took Hinako's place to blend in with the dummies. To make sure they didn't get found out, they probably imitated her appearance, yeah? Just put on a middle school blazer, gaudy socks, and dye your hair pink and they could be Hinako. Don't talk about her socks like that, she just perished. Is that plausible? I think it is. Is there any other clue besides the victim videos? Hey Sarah, you remember seeing anything other than those videos that involve the victims? The locker room. Feels like I saw something in the locker room. Doesn't feel like we saw anything there except for the lantern. That's not it? Is there something else that I should be clicking? Something... The gallery. Did we see her in the gallery at all? On their wall, there were paintings of those who became victims, like now. Oh, yeah, you're right. There was one of those paintings I was wondering about. Oh, which one was it? Can't remember that part. What? No, it's a pretty mighty memory, but come on. What should I do? If I have something that can jog Kitaro's memory, I might want to show it to him. Do I have something that can jog his memory? Do I? That's a good question. I don't think I do. Voice recorder, transceiver. Do I? I don't think I do. The lantern, maybe? Oh, maybe, because that one painting, right? That one painting that lit up was a painting of like a school, maybe? And that's why there was no picture of Hinako? What's up? You gonna use that to help me remember? Oh, no, we're just gonna jog his memory with this. Which one doesn't make sense? Which one doesn't make sense? Let's look for notable paintings here. Which one doesn't make sense? Hey, hey, hey. Do, 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 do. Which one doesn't make sense? That's Kai. That's Sohiori. That's Shin. Which one doesn't make sense? That's the crushing bed for what's her face. Who is this? This one's a mystery. Yeah, I was gonna say, who is this? Plain black hair. That's not her. Yeah, add that. I didn't even pay attention to that. I should have paid more attention to that room. Goodness gracious. What's up? Yes. Let's try this and this. Rad. Hold it, Kyutaro. Ain't those almost Hinako's features? Hey, calm down now. Similar as they might be, her most distinctive pink hair is different. Having the same clothes but different hair, that'd just be a different person. Kyutaro's like, that'd just be a different person. Wait a minute. How? What? Kyutaro's kind of growing on me. Oh. Seems it's looking more credible. Listen up, everybody. The paintings in the gallery are all victims who got involved in the death game and died. Naturally, that girl should be one too. But nobody's seen this black-haired girl. That's gotta be because she died in the first trial without meeting anyone. And then also Hinako's video. In the video of the first trial, she is clearly being called Hinako. Meaning this black-haired girl is the real Hinako Mishuku, who was killed in the video. And the dummy's Hinako was an entirely separate human taking her place. Okay, so Alice did kill Sohiori. Never mind. No way. Can't be. Hinako was... Shorty was a human? But, hey, then... But then, is Daddy not human? I have Daddy's human hands, don't I? Well, I don't know. But I can't imagine either theory is wrong. What is the truth about him? Haha, you seem troubled. I'll make one rebuttal of my own to your theory. What? The dummies were explained to you at the start. They were picked from those who had no connection with any other survivors. Meaning? Uh-huh. I picked the real Hinako. Supposing there were another one, even I'd stick to the rules. Which is to say, the dummies would have included a black-haired Hinako. Huh. What? What? Hey, black-haired Hinako and the dummies. Yep. Well, did anyone meet black-haired Hinako even just one time? No? No? Maybe? Maple? No, we didn't. Oh dear, then it looks like your reasoning has gone wrong, Miss Sarah. No. Does no one have any ideas? I mean, does anyone remember talking to her even a little? Ah ha ha. Ugh. Ugh. Wait. Reko? Speak, Reko. Connection to Hinako. There's something I've been wondering about. Please. About her first trial? Because that's what I've been wondering about. Because all of the first trials paired you with someone that you kind of know, I guess, if they were in pairs? Can't ignore it anymore. Sarah, you remember when we met Alice? When we first met Alice. Alice? Yeah, my homie. We were asking him questions. He gave an answer like this. A speaker said something about a trial, but it was foolish. I committed myself to hiding. You were the one. You were the one. Say, Sarah. You don't happen to have some sort of item that comes to mind? Oh, no. Oh, no, you're talking about this. Oh, no. That's a voice recording. I forgot all about that. This game makes you go all the way back. Yo, it would be nice to just go through this game all in one swoop. So first of all, if you are here and you have not played this game yet, I thoroughly and sincerely recommend it. Listen to it again. Press the switch. Yeah, I remember it. I remember because I've listened to it twice during this thing. Yeah, 5 minutes. If you can't escape in time, you lose your life. You're not alone. Your fate is tied to someone you cannot see. However, if you refuse this connection or are willing to betray them, you can leave safely. Follow the voice in your heart. This was located in the locker room. I'm guessing it was a trial split between floor 4 and floor 5 where you were kept in communication. He didn't have any ill will. I'm sure Alice just left the room entirely naturally. But his partner died. Alice won the trial by betraying them. He killed her, his partner, the real Hinako. No way. This is why the real Hinako wasn't included with the dummies. The two formed a relationship of the perpetrator and victim. Stripey. Alice, why didn't you give it any thought? Oh, this is gonna be so much worse when we actually have Alice. Oh no. No, Wolf. I'm sure it wasn't his fault, Meow. It was the kidnapper's fault making us do this, Wolf. Jen. This is terrible. Awful and terrible. We really are thoroughly being treated like toys. But, thanks to this we've solved the mystery of Hinako. Without questions, the dummy's Hinako was human. Then what hands are attached to me? I guess I have to admit it. As a reward, I'll tell you. Like you worked out, I gave my living hands. But even so, that's not to say it's my only hands. Oh gosh, I hate his looking to the side view. I hate that a lot. That I gave away. Gosh? His head spins? Wait, how do we see this? Thought it was in this coffin, or do we have like pictures somewhere? So stop that. That's creepy. Ha 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 ha. Well, surprised. You clearly ain't human. Hehehe. I gave up my humanity. I split up and shared my body with a bunch of people, so I hardly have any human parts left. Ugh. Right, Kanna? With me. Everybody together. If my body is over 50% doll, surely it would consider me a doll, right? In this way, the body can also be a part of a majority vote. A majority vote. Oh. What? Fine then. Daddy is considered a doll, then it all makes sense. Jen is blue, Daddy is red, that's who we can be sure of. Whoa, now we can tell them apart! Well, do your worst. If you think that alone will mean victory. Well now, you seem tired of discussion. Shall we have the challenging team use their hint? No. No. Do I have to? I don't like this. This is not one of my favorite things in the world. So here's my dilemma. I'm pretty sure. Am I pretty sure? I'm little don't love the fact that we still don't know where KG is. That's the only part that I'm like, oh yeah, we'll just get through this. Oh, we'll just get through this. Okay, so what's up? I do fear this contraption will be KG's final moment. That is my biggest fear. We want to use a hint. What are we trying to use a hint on? A glowing coffin, right? I just saved. Man, I hate this. Okay. Let's do 8. No. Oops. Let's go back there. Let's do 8. Let's do 8. Let's do 8. We're looking at glowing coffins, sure. Summon my resolve and press the lamp. It's red. So we should shoot this one. Red means that it ain't Jin. If this is Daddy, we win. That's true. You know, I'd usually suggest we have a discussion on what coffin... I don't know why I gave you a southern accent just now. On what coffin to target. But honestly, I think there's no choice but to pick this one, huh? Why is that? Aren't there still more glowing coffins? And what if Jin's in them? I think we should pick the coffins we definitely don't have dolls inside, Sarah. Everyone. You really okay with that? So here's something else that I was kind of worried about. Something a long time ago that I was like, what if Jin's a doll? Or I was like, there's a Jin mastermind theory, but Jin just could be a doll here. What? Picking reds mean you might be picking one of the dummies, right? There'll be no chase of them left. You okay with that? Ugh. That's... no chance of anyone getting picked other than... yeah, that's what we have to be... yeah, that's what we kind of have to be concerned about. You'll surely pick an ally, Miss Sarah. Ugh, Daddy. What's with this confidence? Our reasoning should be right. We should be backing him into a corner. So then why isn't he scared? Why doesn't he fear death? Does Daddy truly feel fear? Is our logic really correct? Do it, Sarah. Nah. Choose it. A red coffin so you can win. My. Even if I'm chosen, I won't have any regrets or grudges. We can't let someone like him live. This demon who tramples on people's happiness, their lives? My. Do it for me, Sarah. Save Jin, the human. Ha, sounds good to me. Pull the trigger, Sarah. Use our lives if you gotta. If it'll take down this son of a bitch. I don't like this. We'll win. Absolutely. Fix this, Sarah? Now we just have to choose. This time we'll hit him. We'll definitely defeat Daddy and win. You're really making me do this, huh? Really making me do this, huh? I don't like this. So I should be selecting this because it's red, right? That means doll, right? So... these are my only 3 options, right? 6... yeah, because we got rid of that one. 6, 7, and 9. Don't love it. Not a big fan at all. And we've been going for an hour and 14 minutes, goodness gracious. So let's think. We know that 8 is a doll. Which I hate. Big not fan of that one. The other two have Jin and another doll. Cool. So H should be the one that we pick, right? I saved, right? I don't know who. I don't think this is the end. I really don't think this is the end. Who am I about to lose? Because I'm gonna regret it. I'm gonna regret it. I'm not gonna like this. He's very confident, and I don't like that. So my thing is, there's only 3 non-glowing coffins, right? Alright, well, screw it. I'll play around later. We'll go with this one, I guess. Should we? I guess we do. This one. Choose this one. Gotta trust my gut. Select the coffin. Oh, well, is this the right one? Oh no. No, not mine, no. Oh no, I hate this. I hate. Sarah Kitaro. Oh no. Daddy, you have to stop him. Oh my gosh. This is hurt. This hurts. This actually hurts. Too bad you hit my. No, my. Shit. Why my? Why not me? What's going on? My. Again. I missed again? See, you drilled through an ally. I can't handle this. They're all going to be killed, Jin and the dummies. Everyone be calm. This match hasn't been decided yet. Oh, but hasn't it? What's that? You're the ones who aren't calm. Here, let me summarize. How many glowing coffins are there in total? In total, 5. 5? 5. 5. Correct. You've hit 3. I'll use a hint on the remaining 2, and if you do that, then whatever comes up, you'll know with 100% certainty. This is absurd. There's no strength left in my legs. His corrections are... Phew, I was thinking only about if we hit him, not what would happen if we missed. He'll be able to select Jin certainly next. Meaning he'll definitely be killed. The choice we just made was our final choice. Have I lost? Aha, that's right. Come on, stand up, Miss Sarah. You still have a role, don't you? A role? To finish this out. Use a hint in my stead. Let me know where Jin is. I'll let you say your goodbyes too, yes? Goodbyes? Is this our last moment with Jin? This can't be. I see, so you feel too bad to show him your face. Alright then, Meister, I'll just have you do it. Wait. I'll do it, so stop. Well then, chop chop, and there's a train. Okay, and with the train gone... I needed that break too. Let me finish the last of this tea. Never mind, I almost spilled tea all over myself. Will it be red? Will it be blue? My mind isn't working. Can I just pick one that... The game's not gonna let me pick one that... Take freaking 6. Fine, go ahead. Can't think at all anymore. I just did what Daddy said. Press the lamp. Yikes. Lit up blue. Ah, well done. It seems you found Jin. No way. Big Sis Sarah. Jin. Please stop. This is just meaningless. Daddy, you had your fun right. Rethink it. Jin's just a little kid. Ahaha, I've hardly begun having fun. Oh, hate. Wish I could play more. Ha ha ha. Big Sis Sarah. I'm sorry, Meow. Jen. Why are you apologizing, Jen? I'm sorry. Sorry. Jen. I couldn't protect... That's not true. Because you were there, Big Sis Sarah. I wasn't scared, even now. I'm not. No. I can't do this. This is... Take care of everyone, Meow. Oh, I hate this. And find Mr. Policeman, woof. KG? Daddy? What, still pleading for your life? You haven't granted it. The consent form, I still haven't. Huh? You're obligated to listen to my wish. What are you saying? Invalidating the results of the death game is off limits, Miss Sarah. We haven't had any results yet, because this lamp is just a hint. You're truly ridiculous. I'm making a demand. Get him! Get him! Just this once, change your selection, Daddy. This isn't like you. Well, sucks to suck. So that one's definitely Jin. It's much too lame. Mere hair splitting. I'm the floor master. The rules are up to... Oh, that's some interesting hair splitting, Meister. She's got a point, Daddy. It's not altering the outcome, just changing a process, Dad. Didn't you say you wanted to play more? Don't be absurd. This isn't for you to choose. Well, let me out. I'll manage the controls. We're still in the game. That'd be a rules violation. Meister? Haha. I like this Meister character. Probably one in the future, but you know what? Why is he judging in our favor? He says it's changing the process, but Daddy accepts my wish here. Then we'll definitely be able to hit him next turn, won't we? So, doesn't it amount to changing the outcome? It ain't gonna end. Daddy, hurry up and pick a coffin a target. Number 2. What? 2? 2 is... No! What? Whoa, wait, why me? Just hurry up and pick 2. No, hold on. Anzu. I was hoping we could get away with her. Oh... Why did I just named like all of my favorites before this, and then they all perish? You hate to see this. Anything but 2. Pick a non-glowing coffin besides Anzu's. Ranmaru. You sure? We might get chosen. But Keiji's coffin might get oh, I'm sorry, what? That's a good bet. Oh, shut up. Number 2, that's final. Do it, Meister. Your wish is my command. Can't say I love this. Pick a non-glowing one besides... Now then, who's gonna be in this coffin? Oh, who do you think it's gonna be? Help me, I can't watch this. I don't wanna die, I don't wanna die. Wow. Oh man, I just freaking... Man, this tank's... Shit. Preach, Reko. Goodness gracious. I'm sorry, Anzu. Anzu. Because of me. Too bad you hit Anzu. Sheesh. How does it feel, Miss Sarah? Because if your wish Anzu is an irrecognizable mess. I'm sorry, Anzu. Sorry? Am I looking for forgiveness? I've just drawn a clear line. I sacrificed one of the dummies to save Jin. I discarded a doll so I could save a human. I can't cover that up anymore. It doesn't matter. However brutal it is, I'll do anything. Oh no, we're getting that Sarah that we've seen before. You're going down. With our next choice, we'll deal the final blow. Yeah, that's all we can do. We'll clear the dummy's regrets right here. We'll save Jin. Go to hell, Daddy. We ain't gonna let you run. I don't want to lose to this guy, Meow. Oh, really? I do hope you can. We'll do it. So, let's begin our final discussion. Final gamble. Now there's just one thing to wonder about. Whether or not we target remaining number 3 coffin. Obviously we do. What are you on about after coming this far? There's only 2 glowing coffins left, right? And we've got 1 hint. Jen is in the number 6 blue coffin. Don't gotta say the rest, do I? If you look at it plainly, Daddy must be in the number 9 coffin. Don't you have to wonder about why Daddy chose Anzu's coffin? I do too. Right? Because I feel like he's... let's hold on that. Is there some smart way of using our hints? We can't accept a loss. We got the dummy's regrets on our backs. Hey, shouldn't we be thinking about whose side Meister is on Meow? No. I think Reko had the big decision this time. Because they've hinted a couple times that our logic's wrong, and how can we confirm this? Glowing coffins, number 6, right? Number 6 is quote-unquote definitely Jin. So number 9 would have to be Daddy. But he chose number 2. Why did he choose number 2? Because he's afraid of death. Because he could have chosen 4, 5, or 7. He could have chosen 4, 5, or 7. Because we've seen him freak out. He wants to live. He could have chosen 4, 5, or 7. 2 was the only sure one, when it should have been obvious that 9 was a sure one. So he's not a 9. He's got to be in 4, 5, or 7. And that's where we are at this point. I'm almost certain that that's where we're going with this. I think he has to be in 4, 5, or 7. Solely because of, in fact, let's just go and try that. Don't we have to wonder about why he chose Anzu's? From Daddy's perspective, he could have picked whatever. But I wonder, was there a reason he had to pick Anzu's coffin and not one of the others? That is what I've kind of been considering. Because it feels like our logic's been wrong. It feels like it. I think our logic on the number, on the colors were right. I think that's all right. I think our logic on the coffins were wrong, which is why he's been so confident this whole time. Well, it's gotta be because Anzu's coffin is the one we knew the contents of from the start. That's true, only Anzu's was known. Is there some smart way of using our hint? I know it's a waste to use a precious hint, but something's fishy. We gotta use a hint somewhere. Which means he's in number 9. Plainly, Daddy must be in coffin number 9. But something does seem strange. Daddy planned this to an extent, we still stand no chance. How deeply did he consider? Kanna, calm down. Has our opponent made some sort of mistake, like a careless statement, for instance? Careless statement? Hold up, what did you say? That don't matter none. They were all our allies in the end. We gotta show them. Yeah, I am hurt. I'm hurt that we lost both of my favorite dummies. Both of them. I'm gonna try this. Ooh, hold on. No, don't do that yet. I do still want to hear what Jen has to say. Should we be thinking about if Meister's on our side? I don't think we should trust him. He's acting impartial, but really he's on Seaweed Head's side. And Shorty, too. I don't want to suspect her, but maybe she was with the bad guys, Meow. Jen. I mean, it has to be, right? Shorty must have worked with Seaweed Head, or she couldn't have blended in as a fake. He has a point. If both Meister and Hinako are on Daddy's side, there must be traces of them preparing for this banquet. I don't know anymore. So, honestly, you three all have fantastic things to say. I think Reko's on the right path. I think that he's in a non-glowing coffin. In fact, I want to say I'm near certain. What does everyone want to say? Careless statement. No. Hinako, Mai, Anzu, they were all our allies in the end. Well, I mean, these two technically contrast. Reko's, I feel like, is right, though. Oh, I hate this. Really hate this. Okay, let me save real quick at this juncture too, and I'll save over 54. Here. I'm just gonna, cause these two actually do contradict each other. They do. Muscle Gorilla, don't be fooled, Meow. What's that, Jin? You said that they were all allies, but Short might have been an enemy, Meow. Guess so, even Hinako was killed. I want to believe in her too, but will we find the answer that way, Wolf? Can we really win? Ugh. Sorry, let me think this over. Kitaro seems to have reworked his statement. Okay, what do you have to say now? It's true, Hinako might have been our enemy. If that's the case, why'd Hinako get killed? I just ain't sure. What was Hinako trying to say in her last moments? I'm not pathetic not being able to remember. I'm pathetic not being able to remember. He can't remember, so maybe I should use that again. Okay, yeah. This lantern, we love that, Use a lantern. And help me remember, huh? Yes, look into this lantern. What do you have to say? Eh? I'm starting to remember now. Alright, let's think about any statements that I see, and then we'll use that on Kanna. Okay, keep going. Eh? What's this shaking? You're kidding, no way, why me? This could... Maybe she was gonna say this can't be happening. Should I add this to the statement? I don't know. You're kidding, right? No way, why me? What's this shaking? No, don't add that. Eh? And surprise. I don't know. Either this one or the last one could be right, I feel like. And it sucks because that confirms that we don't know if when the drool goes up, if there's red or not, right? Okay. Should I add this to the statement? Sure. This... Let me click on all of them, actually. Something in surprise, no? What's this, shaking? No. She couldn't believe that this was happening to her. I mean... This can't be happening. Sure. You got it. What did that do? Maybe she was gonna say this can't be happening. Which one was she again? I don't remember which coffin she was in. Oh, this game relies a lot on my memory, and I wish I had a lantern too. Must have worked with Stevie Head. So you want me to probably do careless statement. From there... No, my bad. Definitely don't want to do that either. Definitely don't even want to have you peeking on that one. Versus. Here. Yes, store that statement. Yep. Apply that. What did you just say? I said that this can't... this might sound strange, but... Maybe Hinako didn't mean to say this can't be happening, what? But rather, this Oh... This coffin? Yes, Hinako was working with Daddy. Maybe her coffin wasn't planned to be selected. But then it was. She was betrayed. What does this mean? He must have been like a security deposit, right? The reason she thought she wouldn't be selected, do you know it, Sarah? Because... What? Was it a non-glowing coffin? Gosh, I can't click around anymore! Was it marked? It was a non-glowing coffin. She was told the number, it was marked. She wasn't told the number, I don't think, because it was a non-glowing coffin. That would take her out of selection from the start. But Hinako's coffin was glowing. Well, I was just hoping. Then that idea is wrong. Is it wrong? Big Sis Sarah. Hinako had hot cocoa, right? It wasn't glowing. Yeah. Yeah, and she splashed it on my coffin. What if the reason Hinako had that hot cocoa was to pour it on her own coffin. Yeah? Then she splashed mine as a distraction. No wonder I was thinking, how many cups of cocoa does she need? Yeah, that's shady, Wolf. You should have mentioned that earlier. But my bad. Meister, tell me something. What is it? While this device was being set up, was it possible to trade coffins? Well, now, I suppose you could. While this was being set up, you could trade coffins. Say what? I locked them when starting, yes? Until then, everyone could do as they wished. Then maybe the incident happened just before the banquet began, while all the coffins were buried underground. While they were what? At that time, Daddy came out of his new coffin and called Hinako to trade coffins with her. He what? That's gotta be cheating. But why did Hinako make the trade? I'm sure she didn't necessarily know everything about how it worked. She didn't even consider that she would actually be betrayed. Well, how about it, Daddy? This trade thing wasn't in your plan, right? At first you simply wanted to enjoy the game, but you started to fear that you'd die. So you called Hinako and swapped with her. So what? Oh, so you're confirming it? You're acting all proud like you've won. But what does knowing that do for you? Huh? You swapped with Hinako, so you must be in a non-glowing coffin. There's 3 of those, right? Just take a look. You have to pick from among 3 non-glowing coffins. Well, screw me. This was a very clever way to do this. You have no more clues. No more? No, that can't be right. Oh, yes, you could use your last hint. But whatever you pick, it'll just be red. That's bad. What? Go ahead and discuss it all you like. That's exactly what I intend to do. No, that's not right, right? That's not correct. Because Keiji's in one of these coffins? Right, someone said that. Didn't what's his face? Renmaru say that? It could be Keiji in the coffin or something. Guys, don't be silent. Well, from what we just worked out, Daddy is one of the 3 non-glowing coffins. Daddy is in the coffin that Hinako was originally in, right? Keiji's coffin is also one of the unglowing coffins, isn't it? I think we have to use our hint. Oh, what? I just have to... Well, no, we're talking. Keiji's one of the non-glowing ones. We're extracting everything. Yes? We can be sure of that, can't we? But to think we've come this far knowing Keiji... Whether Keiji is in there. Whether or not Keiji's in there. You. Well, from what we've worked out, Daddy's in one of the 3 non-glowing coffins. We just gotta choose 1 and 3. But how can we tell them apart? But how can we tell them apart anymore? I don't know. Daddy's in the coffin that Hinako was originally in, right? There's a little something. Ain't that something? There's a little... like it's a little cocoa color? I've been observing them this whole time and now... God, what should we do? I don't know, Jen, what's up? I think we have to use our hint, Meow. Seaweed Head's a liar, Meow. It's not guaranteed it'll be red. That's true, there's Keiji's coffin. Yeah. I don't want to think about it, but if Keiji's really in there after being executed, it'll show blue. But Daddy isn't considering that at all. Why is that? It's no use. I can't see any other options other than using our hint. And if that's only gonna come up red like Daddy says, it'll be 1 and 3. Since Jin's coffin is already known, if we miss, Jin's life really is forfeit this time. You just have to try, Meow. Jin? I'm ready, Wolf. I'll be okay whatever the result is. Well, I just wanted to stand against this together, Meow. Jin. Let's stand firm. We'll stand against Daddy. I guess I'm ready too. Oh, well, I hate this. I'll use it on a non-glowing coffin. Alright, what are you guys feeling? 4, 5, 7? Lucky 7, right? Lucky 7. Lucky 7. Fingers crossed, everyone. I feel like this is gonna give us something wild and outrageous as well. I wonder if there was also a different way to play this game. Like if they were actually... I have a gut feeling that they weren't actually, numbered, like there's like a 50-50 odd or something. But if they were, then this game could have gone super differently, and I did like play this like a fool. Or they could have just not made you. I'll talk about it towards the end. What I'm thinking, and I'll experience it because we're gonna run through it again at some point. Lantern. I guess we're just picking this one. 7. Lucky 7. This is the last hint. Don't learn something. There's nothing more we can do. I've summoned my resolve and pressed the lamp. Oh no. What a blue? He's like, what? It really came up blue. Blue means human. Which means it ain't Daddy, right? It's Mr. Policeman's coffin. So then he really was executed back then. KG. That's wrong. KG escaped. If she's escaped, then what does this blue mean? What is inside? I don't know. I don't know, but KG has done something for us. 2 coffins left, Daddy. Sarah? Now it's 1 and 2. I don't think there's any more discussion. Any more we can figure out from discussion. We have to choose one. I believe I'll win. This time, I'll defeat you, Daddy. So... we're still at a 50-50, which kinda sucks, right? Here. I don't know. It's gotta be 4 or 5. Well, now he is sweating, which is nice. So KG's probably in 7, hopefully alive. Let's do... did I say 5 at the very start of this? Did I say I'm feeling 5? Well, you know what, if I said 5 at the very start of this, you can go back to see if I said 5, because I don't remember, because my mind has gone in 90 circles. Let's pick this one. Yeah, let's go for it. Hold on, well, right before, let's go and save one more again, because this feels very, very final. Alright, let's go for it. I've decided. Person here is either Daddy or Ranmaru. If I miss, both Jin and Ranmaru will die. Goodness gracious, you are correct. My hands tremble, even knowing I have no choice but to press it. Please give me courage. Good luck, Sarah. Do it, Sarah. Sure you can win. Well, I don't love that. I selected the coffin. Oh, well, is it the right one? Don't say that. I don't like that. Oh, no. Hate that. Seriously? Please, somebody. Save Jen and Sarah. Oh, no. It can't be this. Too bad you hit Ranmaru. Oh, he's still sweating. It's all over. I couldn't protect Ranmaru. Or Jin. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't save anyone. You can't give up, Sarah. Oh boy. What's up? A voice. No, it's just an illusion. Besides, even if you tell me not to give up, it's clear which coffin Jin is in. It's not clear. Oh no. We're about to lose Keiji. And we have to pick... Oh no. You have a difficult choice to make. Have to pick. Damn it, what's going on? 7 should show red, right? Didn't Keiji escape? He must have put that in there instead. Heh. Seems like it was effective. Our final trick. Trick? Kitara, what did you do? Hehe. When did you decide that was Keiji's coffin? Then... Are you saying it's Jin's coffin? No wait, during the final coffin check, did you do something with Jin's coffin? That's inconceivable. Then go ahead and pick the one you believe in. Ugh. What's going on? There's so much I don't understand. Even still, Daddy's backed into a corner. I'll give you the explanation later. This is the final trap. Me, Mai, and Keiji. This is... My voice is shot. Go ahead, continue. If you let him think calmly, Daddy might notice what's up too. You gotta thoroughly corner him, refute his ideas, and break his brain. Oh, I hate this. It seemed the most refutable. Make him unable to think until it's properly over. Why was that coffin blue? There's no way Cage is inside. The most refutable is there's no way Keiji's inside. Why are you able to say that? We saw the cremation system being activated. Shouldn't it be natural, most natural for you to think that Keiji's inside? Huh. Foolish. It must have been a deception. Keiji escaped from the coffin. The control system, oh thank goodness there's no timer on this, worked and opened up the coffins. And the victim videos playing, that was proof of that, yes? Those dying moments of the 6 dummies. The control system worked and opened up the coffins. The victim videos playing was proof of that? Yes? Those dying moments of the 6 dummies. What? Which is the most refutable? Well, we know that the coffin system opened, right? Huh. Victim videos playing, that definitely happened. I have no idea. I have no idea. Most refutable, the coffin system worked and opened the coffins, sure. The victim videos playing was proof of that, sure. Those dying moments of the 6 dummies. Did we see all 6? This is the only thing that I didn't pay attention to. That's wrong, Daddy. Hinako's videos showed the death of the real Hinako, separate from someone... Oh, that's what you want. That's what you care about. Okay. Be quiet. What do those details matter now? What's important is the control system functioned properly, because the victim videos were set to play as a reward for activating it. What about that as a reward? Okay, so that's... we got that wrong, probably. At any rate, the real question is Keiji's actions afterwards. Must have learned of the banquet somehow, but he heard it from Maple, or maybe Shin, that traitor. Keiji must have learned how it worked somehow. Maybe he heard it from Maple, or maybe Shin. No, because the elevator wasn't working, it couldn't have been Shin. Shin was only in the AI control room of the 4th of the 5th floor, right? There's no way Keiji could have talked to him while he was stuck on the 4th floor, correct. And that settles it, we heard it from Maple. Having learned about the scheme, or the banquet, Keiji began a scheme to ensnare me. He put something else inside the coffin. He could just use my doll in place of a corpse. The coffin identifies contents by the type of collar, all told. He couldn't use his doll. Something else, I don't think there's any other living thing around here. Type of collar. The coffin identifies contents by the type of collar. Do we have an extra collar? Do we have a bonus collar? The contents are identified by type of collar. That's the first I'm hearing of this. Right, because it's the first time I'm telling you. After all, both dolls and humans would be reduced to cinders by cremation system, right? So only things that can withstand the heat would remain in the coffin. Namely the collar. What? And Keiji must have thought like so. He wouldn't have known though. He wouldn't have known. Right? Keiji figured he'd make use of a certain collar. My collar, which was in the control room. He couldn't get to the control room. Not even realizing that's just what I wanted him to do. Keiji figured he'd make use of a certain collar. Is that what you... Why is this one red? I'm picking the red one. Use your collar, Daddy? That's impossible. Your collar would show the same as the dummies. Red. But what actually came up was blue. How do you intend to explain that contradiction? Why, you're being so annoying right now. I don't know, so I'm thinking about it. And you're getting in the way. Daddy? There's only one answer that makes sense. What? It's simple. Your reasoning has been way off of the mark. Oh, thank goodness. I did it. I refuted them all. What does that mean? From the beginning, Daddy has been thinking that the coffin didn't contain... Thinking that coffin didn't contain Keiji. But rather, his collar from the control room. So he was convinced it would be red. So you're saying it's all wrong? Then who's in there? Is it Keiji? It definitely can't be Jin. Jin? That above all would be impossible. Yes, I'm certain. You have no allies to support you when you're faced with a dilemma. Because you've killed them all yourself, Daddy. Now choose. Decide your fate. Huh. Huh. Okay, he's finally backed into a corner. But it still means we're about to lose an ally. Alright, I'll choose. Meister, the coffin I'm picking is... 7. I see, this one. Meister selected the coffin. Please don't be Keiji. Now, will it be right? Please, now. Big Sis Sarah? I'm scared. Oh, gosh. But was it right? Jen? Ha. Ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. What's so funny, Meow? I think we just lost Keiji. Oh, goodness gracious. I hate you, Wolf. Jen. Ooh, Jen. Ooh. Jen. Haha. What about Mr. Policeman, Meow? Eh? The blue coffin isn't mine. That means Mr. Policeman's, right? Was he inside, Meow? He must have been. He just spoke to us. Keiji's in there. I see, if you didn't use Daddy's collar, I can only imagine he's inside. But, didn't he escape? Don't tell me. After he escaped, he went back in. Was I passed out? Silent this whole time. So as to deceive Daddy. Don't show me this. Don't show me this. Don't show me this. You did good, Sarah. Keiji? I'm confused. I've been pretty decent at understanding this game too. Gosh, that kinda had me for a second with the tears. I've been pretty good at understanding this game to a pretty good degree, but they got me this time. I'm gonna need an in-depth explanation of this one. Keiji? Hold on, why are you just here? You survived? Sorry about that, took some time getting here. Are you the real deal? What if Safalin sacrificed herself? Might be a ghost, wanna check? KG. Yep, I'm real. It's a long story, but basically, Ranmaru locked me in the charging room. Why, Wolf? You should have told us sooner, Meow. Sorry. I worried you, huh? You did good too, Jin. She did say that she was on it. Please don't tell me it was Safalin. I might cry if it was Safalin, if I'm being completely honest. Because it would have been like, oh, she's really been on our side this whole time. You should have come sooner. I've been listening to things unfold over the transceiver. But me being here wouldn't have helped anything. Would have only made things worse. Now we can talk later. You know what you need to do, Sarah. Defeat Daddy. A rule violation. What? Finally realized just now. You used it. Mishima's collar. Where? Where was it? Mishima's head, which Miley failed to collect. His collar was still on his severed head. Did you have it this whole time? That... We still haven't found it. You haven't had it. So you're the one who had it, KG. And you put it in the coffin. And? That's foul play. Using a missing collar from another floor isn't a valid part of the game. It's against the rules. Mishima's collar is a rule violation. Clear foul play. You damn, it's time you gave up. No, Daddy's right. Yeah? Mishima's collar is an illegal item that was never meant to be used. To dodge execution with it, now that's unfair. Rule breakers will be executed. But then... The rule breaker who put the collar in the coffin... That'd be KG. What nonsense is that? This can't be... Surely? Even after he survived and we reunited, he'll be executed for breaking the rules. We remain undaunted. So you were prepared for this. Heh heh ha ha ha. How disappointing. Even though there's a way you could be saved. I'm not interested in a finished game, you see. Once I win, I cease to care about who played dirty. Don't listen to him, Sarah. I promise you, if I win, I won't expose your transgression and won't punish you. Please don't tell me I actually have to choose between Jin and himself. Don't listen to a word he says. I'm saying, if you pick Jin, I'll let KG go, Sarah. Is this a real final decision? This is the last... This is legit. This is... Well, I'm... Well, he's in the last... He's in the... No, get gone, you dummy. No, hold on. You know, just so you know, we're gonna want that in the future. Okay, get out of here. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Get this man's. Once I push it, it'll all in. I'll save Jin and defeat Daddy. And KG will... He'll be fine, because Safalin put it in there. It's alright, Sarah. KG. My hands tremble. But, with the last of my strength, I selected the coffin. Oh my, will it be the right one? What if it wasn't? What if it was Jin? Ugh. Don't screw with me. Sarah! I gave you a compromise and yet... You should have given this up. To think death would be so terrifying. Oh, thank goodness. We love to see it. It's the death of Daddy. Congratulations on perishing. Goodness gracious, it's all over. Did we win? Kind of. Well done, you hit Daddy. With this, the challenging team wins. However, it seems that you'll still need to pay the price. No. Protect KG. We won't let you do that. Rule violations will be punished. Let me out. I'm gonna. If you resist, we'll take all of you out, got it? Still won't move aside. Won't let you kill any more of my allies. Oh? Ain't no need, Sarah. What are you talking about? I'll tell you everything. I figured they had something else up their sleeves. Meister's like, huh? I'm assuming he didn't put it in there. I feel like Safalin put it in there. What? His what? He is not the real Q. I'm sorry for fooling you this whole time. This is what I really am. What do you mean? I don't get what's going on at all. Do you mean that the real Kyutaro is dead? I'm a doll so fallen prepared. A doll? Keiji, you look bewildered yourself. Honestly, yeah. Because I did what he expected I'd do. I put Daddy's collar in the coffin. Right. And after we put the coffin in, we split up separately. Keiji went to floor 5 and we went to the cemetery. Why did you go back there? The truth is, I was at my limit. My stab wound was deeper than I thought, so he was already dying. Did Safalin say, "You can't, Kyutaro. Get up, we're gonna meet the others, Sarah and..." Oh no. This is even worse, this is even sadder. I mean, it's kind of okay, but it's, oh my gosh. If you still stay here, won't you get burned to death? I'm sorry. It seems it's too late for me. Is that what Safalin told you? I don't want this. It's because of me. Don't cry. There's no time. What you need to do is... I can't do it alone without you, Kyutaro. You won't be alone. I got a doll. Safalin will help you. Oh my gosh. I might need a second. No, I'm gonna push through this one. If you can't get the ID card, use the AI Seaver with my doll. But then what about yours? You planning to dine here without anyone knowing? Hehe, it'll be the ultimate camouflage. That's ridiculous, please! Now get going, Mai. It can't be. Then inside of coffin number 7 was... the real Kyutaro. Yes! No. What was he thinking? Jin, Kuramata, you got out? Muscle Gorilla, so he already... I'm sorry. I'm guessing he was burned in the coffin then. He was the one who got burned in the coffin. Wow, that actually is super sad. Why? We were gonna get home together. Sniff, sniff, sniffle. Don't cry now. Oh man, I'm choked up, dude. Oh my gosh. Jin, you're a big boy, right? Sarah, Kanna, Reko, you gotta protect them, right? Stick with your allies. Wow, sniff, but... Muscle Gorilla, he was all alone, we couldn't even talk. Oh my gosh, this, okay. Let's keep on. I couldn't even tell him anything, No, he knew. I may just be a copy, but even now, I feel like I'd be willing to die for him. What are you saying? You can't. My good fortune was my heart being weak. To tell you the truth, I've wavered lots of times. I even thought about abandoning everyone. But even so, I couldn't. It wasn't kindness or anything, it just yielded. That part of me wanted to survive, even if it meant killing someone else. So I'm happy. I'm happy I could come to your aid. Muscle Gorilla. What's wrong, Muscle Gorilla? Mr. Kyutaro? Thanks, Jin. Mr. Kyutaro? Oh, his battery's dying. Oh my gosh. Mr. Kyutaro! Whew. Okay. Alright. We need to finish this, and it's over. I can't even do any voices right now. I'm kind of choked up. All the dolls have run out of... Everyone who I was like, you know what, you're alright. You know, you're alright, perished. Have run out of battery. All of them? Next will be your final game. The winner will be decided. No, it won't. Hmm? We'll escape. We won't do as you expect us to. Well now, I look forward to that. Jinabushi. What, Meow? Keiji Shinogi. happy that he's alive, but my gosh. Kanna Kizuchi. Yes? Reko Yabusame. Yeah? And Sarah Chidelin. Yeah, same, Sarah. Same. The 5 of you will have a final match. Until then, give it some careful thought. In the ways in which you might outwit each other. Damn it. Of all things, it's just me left. Kurumada. Oh my gosh, the most broken one of all is the one who's the only one who survived. You guys, I got a request. I don't care about you bringing me back. More important is getting revenge for them. You gotta. And then his battery dies. Kurumada. His battery. Just watch, I'm sure we will. Ooh yeah, this is a whole nother episode. Oh my gosh. To be continued in the final chapter, part 2. Then that'll be the end. Hold on. Usually there's something at the very tail end of this. There he is! Yes, please do save. And we'll save our current progress, even though I'm sure we'll just be re-downloading again. Thanks for playing it this far. And shockingly enough, they showed us that room where we saw Meister for the first time. Who is truly and sincerely a floor master. Who is he behind the bandages on his face? Probably Sarah's adopted father, I don't know. There's not a lot of... Who? Not a ton of mystery still to unfold in this game. I gotta take these off for a second. Take a deep breath. We got through that. None of that was quite what I expected to happen. I expected to lose a ton of dolls. Didn't expect to lose Jin. I figured he would survive somehow. Although... was there a way to turn on Jin at the end? That's something we'll explore maybe next time, because we're gonna come back to this. Probably not in the next week. I need a mental break after that from Your Turn to Die, because that was pretty intense. That was pretty intense. They did a very phenomenal job. Phenomenal job for that part as well. Especially to the creator. What else is there to say? It did a very good job of, in just a single chapter, introducing all the dolls, giving them distinct personality, making you like and dislike your favorites, and then at the end getting rid of all of them, which I kind of, at the halfway point I was like, most of them are gonna perish, right? I thought maybe one would survive, but they all perished, and this is planned in advance, and it makes sense that their batteries would only last until about the end of that chapter. Unfortunately, we can't bring any of them back except for the one, and I wonder if there's any, like, variance. I do wonder if there's any variance on who could survive. Man. And I don't even know if, like, up until that point it'll be similar, or if we'll see any, like, changes in Sarah, if anything like that'll happen, because we would have So and Alice instead. So some things in that final dialogue would have changed too. The dialogue with yes, the actual So Hiyori, not Shin. That I'm saying we would have Shin instead. I'm at a loss for words. This is kind of everything. This, and I said this earlier. I don't know if it was in this part. It might have been in the previous part. This game does a very good job of making you run through a rush of emotions. And it's like distinct by chapter. But it always kind of ends with heartbreak and then kind of wraps back around to hope. And then they crush that hope. Will these be the actual final 5 characters? Depending. Because I'm going to play the other route too. Because I definitely need to see the other memories. we finally got the answer to whose 2 trials were in that room. Alice's first trial actually was not in that locker. But I guess he did say that, and I completely forgot about that. So it's good that they brought back that memory. I'm glad it was on Reko's mind, because I completely forgot about that. That's something I never would have remembered. But this is already running long. It's not running long. I don't think it's the longest, like, part of this chapter playthrough. And I feel like I'm, like, down, like, a half octave than I usually am, because I got choked up at the end. I didn't think I would, like, feel for Rantaro this chapter, but boy did I feel for Rantaro. I did not see that one coming. Even his battery died. I was hoping it was like Safalin, because we have confirmation that Safalin's a human. We just didn't have confirmation after the fact that Q-Taro was a human. That is a twist that I had not expected. That was a big time twist. I feel bad for him. He got incinerated. But dang, was that the final twist. And that whisper wasn't coming from the coffin, it was because everyone would have heard that. It came from the transceiver. It was just beautifully done, well done. And I need a break from Your Turn to Die for at least a week. Stay classy. Year of the Ascent. This was, once again, an experience. And I don't know how different it'll be the other way around. So it'll probably be, like I did before, like 1 or 2 sort of condensed episodes, because we can skip a whole bunch of the other stuff. But this had a lot of just good parts. And it's weird because we don't see a lot of the Reko character development, but we saw a lot of the Kanna character development, which makes me, like, believe that if there's, like, a true ending to this game, which I assume there should be, because there should be a couple multiple different endings, which I think will make this last portion of Your Turn to Die a much longer wait, and that's perfectly fine. If we have to wait for something that was as well done as what we just saw, then it is well worth the wait, and it always has been. But until next time, and there will be a next time, stay classy, Year of the Ascent, Toon Link Dave, the United States Aviator. I'm gonna go lay down and drink some more tea. Toodaloo. Flight Crew. Thanks for watching, and tell me, other than playing with So and Alice, if there's anything else specifically that I should look for or that I missed in the comments, because I want to see those things. And we might play around with some variables in the games like secret hunting, but I don't think there's going to be too much of that. But there's a couple things I am curious about that kind of went through my mind as I was going through. But as I was saying, toodaloo, like, thanks for watching.